It turns out last week was the right time to back against Manchester City, which was good news for those of us who were on Liverpool to win with both teams scoring. The bet news? That ship has probably now sailed for the season as City get back on course and cruise, at skinny prices, towards the Premier League title, starting with a visit of Newcastle. Rafa Benitez parked the bus, took the keys out the ignition and slashed the tires to make sure when City arrived at St James Park just after Christmas, but despite attempts to choke the life out of the game before going down 1-0, it was a strangely entertaining 90 minutes. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola, right, can still smile after last week's defeat by Liverpool. His side remained 12 points clear at the top of the table ahead of facing Newcastle. So, we'll be tuning in again for the live match on Saturday evening, and while tuned, boss Benitez will send his 25 one-shots out with similar instructions. Expect City, who are no better than 1/7, to do better than just the single goal. They scored 3 in defeat at Anfield, and now that all talk of an invincible season has passed, along with the toughest of their remaining games, they can get back to winning ways. Newcastle have won their last 2 on the road ahead of the Strip, at West Ham and Stoke. But they've lost 9 of their last 14 league games. 6 of them have been by the odd goal, and the heavier defeats were dished out by Manchester United, Watford and Chelsea. A 3-0 home win at 15 halves is the best backed correct score this week, or you can get 9-1 for 4-0, bet 365, or 16-1 for 5-0, Sky Bet. City are 8-15 to win both halves. Chelsea boss Antonio Conte suggested his side were tired after last week's 0-0 draw with Leicester, their 4th straight stalemate and 3rd in a row without scoring, but they won't be getting a long lie on Saturday as they take on Brighton in the early game. Several of his stars did get a midweek rest for the cup win over Norwich, although the ones who played were taken to penalties by the championship outfit. Despite their struggles in front of goal, Alvaro Morata has gone very quiet and is suspended for the trip to the South Coast. They should have just enough to take the points from a Brighton side who have only scored 4 times in their last 11 league outings. Harry Kane, in Barcelona this week, needs 2 goals to bring up his Premier League century. A Blues win is 5/8, not great, but they're 5/4 to win without conceding, while 1-0 to Conte's men is 5-1. Burnley boss Sean Dyche celebrates his 100th Premier League game in charge, but it's unlikely the party will last much beyond 3 p.m. on Saturday when they kick off against Manchester United. Burnley almost beat United on Boxing Day before Jesse Lingard pegged them back at the death, but while Dyche's record since that game is 1 draw and 3 defeats, Jose Mourinho's is a draw followed by 3 wins on the spin. Jose Mourinho takes his Manchester United team to Burnley on Saturday. Homes: West Ham, Everton, Aston Villa, Charlton, Mansfield 31, several. Aways: Man United, Liverpool, Spurs, Lincoln. Partick 18-1, several firms. Draws: QPR v Middlesbrough, Coventry v Swindon, Notts County v Exeter 41, several firms. Saturday single: Everton to win 2-0 against West Brom 9-1, several firms. Win with both teams scoring, Cardiff, Liverpool. Aberdeen 56-1, Hills. ACA, Man United, Everton, West Ham, Aston Villa 10-1, Marathon, Bet Victor. Anytime scorers, Arnautovic. Sacco, Pogba 50-1, Unibet. From oddschecker.com. It's now 7 without a victory for the Clarets, and United to win by a couple of goals is 7 halves, they're 4/7 just to win ahead of Alexis Sanchez's arrival at Old Trafford. Paul Pogba's been pulling the strings, but he hasn't scored in 12 games, and if you think he is due one, the Frenchman is 10/3, bet 365, at any time. Sanchez's current employers Arsenal have been stumbling from game to game since he scored twice in a 3-2 win over Crystal Palace at the end of December, while the Eagles have soared up to 12th in that time with the loss to the Gunners, their only defeat in their last 12 top-flight matches. We won't be flying into the 4/7 on offer for a home win at the Emirates Stadium. Palace at just a shade under 6-1 holds much more appeal, while you can get the double chance, Away win or draw, at 9/5, BetStars. The draw is available at 18/5 while Bakary Sako and Wilfried Zaha, both 4-1, are worth a nibble as anytime scorers. Everton have hit an even slippier slope than Arsenal, 6 without a win. 4 straight losses in all competitions, and last week they failed to register a shot on target as they were tanked by Tottenham. West Brom are up next for Everton after Alan Pardew claimed his first league win and the Baggies' first since August against Brighton, with both goals coming from defenders at set pieces. Don't expect this to be anywhere near top of the shop on Match of the Day, but stick with hosts who are 11/10 while Betway have Toffee's new recruit Theo Walcott 9 halves in the score win double. Arsenal led against Bournemouth, but the joy was short-lived as the hosts blasted back to win. Theo Walcott has joined Everton for £20 million and could feature when they host West Brom. Everton aren't alone in being thumped by Spurs. Mauricio Pochettino's old club Southampton shipped 5 to them on Boxing Day and faced them again this Sunday. Harry Kane became Spurs' top scorer in the Premier League when he bagged his 97th and 98th goals last week, and after 2 doubles in as many games he's 4-1, Betway, for another brace to bring up his ton. It was a good weekend for West Ham too. They're now out to 16-1 to get relegated after hammering Huddersfield in the second half at the London Stadium, where the only low point was Marko Arnautovic's dancing after he scored. He's 4-1 in the score win double, and the Hammers are evens to beat Bournemouth. Marko Arnautovic's goal against Huddersfield was a cracker. The celebration wasn't so good elsewhere. Leicester hosts Watford in Paul Lambert's first match as Stoke bosses at home against Huddersfield. It's 11/10 he makes a winning start. Liverpool have to wait until Monday night to build on that brilliant win over City and their 1/3 to win at Swansea, or 23/10 to win, with both teams scoring.